Loud. All right, everybody. Here we are. Another 10,000 live stream. We had a little technical difficulty, so you're going to see this one after the fact. But please post questions in here below. Whatever you guys have you want to know about, just post, and we'll get you some answers right away. So today the idea was we were going to talk about 5-star resources. So there's a lot of different things we can access. And so we wanted to take a moment just to talk about some of those resources that we have here at 5-star, little tricks of the trade, little hacks that you might not be aware of that can make your life better, that can make your life easier, help you get more information quicker. So, all right, team, why don't one of you guys pick a resource that you think is super helpful that we can start talking about?
I love the Don live stream and the Paul and Greg, lots of information in there.
Yep. I echo that, Kim, for sure.
The live streams?
Yep, the live streams.
All right. And so, so there's a few ways we can access those live streams, right? They're all saved here right inside of Facebook. But that can be kind of clunky. You know, there's kind of sifting through the media tab inside of Facebook. So if someone wanted to go see every single live stream and have them all at their fingertips in a beautifully organized fashion, where would we go?
Linktree.
Okay, let's try the Linktree real quickly here.
That's where
that's where you would go. So there's a few ways you can get to this. So give me 2 seconds here, guys, and I'm going to share my screen.
Or dashboard, right? We can get through dashboard.
Yep. So here's the screen. Let's start sharing here. So if you were going to go to, if you want to, like, hey, I want to go find the all the videos 5-star has. There's a few things we can do. So we have the Linktree, which is kind of a funny link, but it's 5star-education.com. So this is the Linktree, right? Mm-hmm. We got all sorts of stuff on here. So this is actually kind of a fun little thing. We can use this to kind of guide us. So where you go from here, guys, if you want to go see all the video content we have, you click down here under video. You click video content down here, and that is going to take you to our YouTube channel that we've recently redesigned. And this is where you can see every single Deal Doctor video. You can see all the new 10,000 Club videos, the Think Spring videos we've done, the Interesting People series that we've done, the Get Curious series that we've done, and then we have even more down here. We have educational stuff. So, and you can see some examples of listing videos and agent videos. So you can come here, guys, and this will show you all the videos that we have. So I don't know how many we have here, but we have, like, just in Deal Doctor alone, I think we've got 98 videos.
Great.
98 videos. So you want to help, you want to know something about real estate, jump in here, guys. We talk about environmental issues, how to adapt, the power of giving thanks. Don's done, I mean, as you can see, almost 100 videos here. We have to do something special for Don's 100th video, which I think is the next video.
Oh,
so remind us of that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So this is a great resource, guys. The YouTube channel here. We're going to be generating, like, we're going to be creating things like playlists here. You can see them all like that. So you can see all the playlists we have here. But jump in here, guys, and explore this video library on YouTube. It's super helpful. There's so much information here. You can watch myself and Greg and Leo interview super successful realtors, realtors who cold call, realtors who do it through Sphere, you name it, it's here. So that's one resource.
Well, and what I like about it is all done by topic. So like, even like a lot of the live stream things that Don has done, they're done by topic. So right now we're talking with a lot of people who are new to the industry. So you might have some extra time on your hands. So maybe, devote an hour a day to just saying, I'm going to commit to 1 hour a day to kind of pick some topics in here, things that I hear about on Facebook, kind of, words that we, don't really understand a lot about. We can go to this website, use it as a tool to just become a real estate professional.
Then also the education.
So check this place out. Yeah, go ahead, Kim.
The education, I get a lot of.
Yes, the educational tab.
If you want to show that, when we're Don and Eric go through walkthroughs of each individual.
Okay.
Form.
Yep. And so this is a good one here. So we have at 5-star, we have a couple different types of forms that agents use. And what we're doing, one of the challenges we have for ourselves is to do a walkthrough on every single document that is required by an association or by 5-star. So what we've done here is we've broken this down, and we're going to organize this a little better too, but we have broken it down by the 2 main documents that we use at our company. They're going to be West Michigan Regional, and then we have the GCAR, which is Kalamazoo. And next we're going to be going into Detroit, and all the other forms that exist. We're going to build this out for every single area. So if you don't see your forms in here yet, don't worry, they're in the works. We're going to come out with those videos soon. This will also, what's going to happen here is these videos are going to move over to our educational center, which we'll show you guys here in a minute. But for now, they're available here. But we're going to load these over into the educational center where you're able to watch the walkthrough of the videos, and then you'll be able to get a PDF of the fully filled out documents. So you can see exactly how a perfectly filled out PA is, a perfectly filled out hold harmless, a perfectly filled out agency disclosure. All of it's going to be done properly, and you're able to see that and just reference that whenever you need it. So that is going to be over here. Actually, that will use the link tree. So this link tree, guys, is really helpful. So let's jump over to the dashboard where you can find this educational portal. I just want to show you.
But what a great tool that we're doing as, you know, as a brokerage to empower our agents. So when it's, you know, 3 o'clock on a Sunday and you're totally stressed out that you're filling out your first purchase agreement, and maybe you didn't take Kim's classes, maybe, you know, maybe this is literally your first one, that we have these kinds of tools at home that you can sit and do a walkthrough, print it, and then side by side, do a purchase agreement with having an example right next to you. It's like having a teacher sitting in the room with you.
Yeah, the idea was, Tracy, if you're sitting there at home and there's a roadblock, how do you get over it?
Yep.
Right.
Very much so. Well, in the comments I've heard so far, especially from people that have just gotten into the business, you know, when they listen to that, it's really a practical way of learning. And again, for a lot of folks that feel stressed out with how do I write it? What do I do next? Again, these documents are just awesome. They're just awesome.
So guys, welcome to the dashboard, okay? This is another one of our resources. This is where your CRM is found. This is where you can look up your profile, where you can get your newsletter going, property pages, education. But let's jump into the education tab. This is really young right now. We haven't developed this a ton yet, but it's in the works. We're actually going to be pushing really hard on this going forward. So right now what we have in here is you have the continuing education. If you've not taken your Con Ed, you can take it here. It's free at 5-star, and this will give you all 6 hours you need for Con Ed. And then you have a 5-star quick assessment. Many of you guys have probably taken this quick assessment test, but what we're going to do going forward is all those document videos and all those document walkthroughs are going to live here. So you can jump in, you can move them at your own pace, you can reference them, and we will attach those PDFs inside of this educational portal for you to access and see how these things are being done properly. So that's where eventually you'll find these. But for now, we're going to jump in here and look at them. Okay. So what else do we got?
What about I need signs?
Oh, that's a good one. So you want to get some stuff printed. You want to get like signs, you want to get an open house flyer, riders, you want to get riders, open house signs, all that kind of stuff. So you jump over here and you click on what I just clicked. I'll show you guys this sign and print shop here.
Yep, good.
The sign and print shop right here. And that will take you over to your login. If you don't have a login for this yet, that's okay. You can just create one. There's my wife's login. We'll just use that. You can jump into this center here. And this is where you can get your listing presentations, buyer presentations, business cards, our new signage, riders, stationery, you name it, it's in here. So this is where, so Kim, if you wanted to get new signs, you'd click on this, new signage.
By the way, those
jump in here.
Those signs are really nice, the new ones.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah, they're really clean, crisp. So you can create the rectangular sign here, and there's a bunch of different varieties. And then if you have your own logo, this will basically connect you with us to help you create a custom one with your own logo. But we click into property sign panel right here. Their site moves a little slow. And you can customize it right off the bat. You can just jump in here, plug your name in, whatever you need, and it's there. You can pick your design, and you just start, which template do you want? Let's go with the solid green. We'll go Paul Carlson, boom, no website address, and then you're gonna click preview.
You're really designing your own sign right then and there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right there, just like that. takes a couple seconds for the preview to appear, but that is how you click the green icon to view proof. There it goes. So there it is. And you can play around with whichever sign you want. There's a bunch of them in here and have at it. So that's where you order signs. That's also where you order things like your yard sign, your yard stakes for open houses, that kind of stuff. You guys can also customize your listing presentations and buyer presentations here. So you're able to go in here and create a personalized one. So you can change some of this stuff around. So if you want something a little more personalization, you want your information in it, you can do that right here. It's just a couple bucks more per presentation piece. Yeah. All right. You guys are all aware of Facebook Connect. You guys are all aware of that. So, but I want to show you, this is one thing, guys, that Kim, you and I have talked about this. Tracy, Doug, we've talked about this. There's a search feature in here that you can use inside of Facebook Connect. So if you were like, I wonder about like, what should we look up here, guys? What's a common thing, like plumber?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
People like, hey, I need the name of a plumber or electrician. So let's just type in plumber here and see what happens. All right, need a plumber, need a plumber. So what you'll find is you've got lots of plumbers available here.
Yep.
And so you can jump in here and here's the name of a plumber. Here's the name of a plumber. Here's the name of a plumber.
Man,
There's the name of a plumber.
What a great resource, right? And these are people that have used those people and said good things. Yep.
Let's see if there's any electricians in here. Boom, electricians. Here we go, electricians. So use these features, guys. This little search feature is an underutilized tool inside of the Connect page. So check it out. See if you can use that. If you're looking for things like, let's even look up like, I don't know, escalation.
Yeah, I was going to say with the clause, how's that come up?
Well, what you'll find is that you're not going to find exact clauses, Kim. You might find it in here. People are going to write things like this, right? But what it's looking for is anytime someone's discussing an escalation clause. So what you might do is if you wanted to go, I wonder how people are doing these. I wonder if anyone's having success with these. I wonder if anyone has any input on better ways to do an escalation clause. And what happens is you type in escalation and you've got lots of content here on escalation clauses. And you can, here's Don talking about escalation clauses, Audrey Reinberg talking about escalation clauses. So jump in here and like, here's another person right here. Look, he was talking about what the home that he had listed, 80 showings, 26 offers. And so you can, anything pulls up here, but check that little feature out, use it, look for stuff.
Can I give you a little secret that I do?
Yeah.
So what I do is throughout the day, I pop on Connect and I watch for what's being said. And I go with Don Phelan because he's my expert, or Paul, or one of you, when somebody answers. So when you answer a question for an agent, say someone asks Don about appraisal guarantee and he gives language. I literally copy and paste the question and Don's answer. I paste it to my email and then I save them by topic. So that when the next agent asks me, I have exactly how Don answered, not to pick up the phone and call Don again. I have a whole bunch of emails that's what I personally do. And that's how, because sometimes it's hard to remember all that language. I've tried to organize.
So you make your own little database.
Yep. I do it by topic. Yeah. It's just a good idea. If you see something you think you're going to need, just copy it and paste it or make your resource page or whatever. That's how I save a lot of the information. I learn a lot by Connect from the other leadership, or if it's an experienced agent that's had an issue with mobile homes. I kept one on mobile homes that told the whole process that they had just completed to get that affidavit of fixture. That's a really nice tool to have.
That's great.
Okay. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
What about DotLoop clauses? How do we get DotLoop clauses? People are always like, hey, does anyone have any verbiage on how to do this or verbiage how to do that? Does someone want to take over the screen and navigate us to show us where we find clauses?
Tracy, you want to do that?
Or I can do it.
Yeah, I would prefer if you, I really don't want to do that.
I'll do it.
I can do it.
I'll do it.
I've never done a screen share either, so.
No worries. Here we go, guys. We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Let's jump over to DotLoop.
One of the nice things is when you're in DotLoop and you start typing, the clauses will pop up, which is really nice too.
Let's show them. Internet is running slow.
While he's pulling that up, one thing I'm hearing from Eric and Don is with this crazy market, sometimes you might have to check in. Those clauses are really great, but sometimes they have to be tweaked just a little bit, and you might have to check in and see if the language is exactly what you're trying to do.
I typically do that too, Kim, where I'm like, I'm wanting to, I like that clause, but I don't love that clause. So let's tweak it
Just
just a
read
touch.
them through before you copy them and paste them. Just kind of make sure it meets your needs, because these were created by our staff and attorneys. Paul, is that right? Or these clauses?
No, most of these escalation clauses, most of the clauses in here were created basically by myself, Don, Greg, Eric.
Okay.
We really only speak with attorneys when we're wondering if something is legal or not.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is we'll consult with them, but most of these clauses are really straight from our team.
Okay.
Just from being in the business for a long time and just tricks of the trade, because a lot of these little clauses and stuff, they shift over time.
Yes.
There might come a time where no one's using no one's using escalation clauses, right? If we're in a marketplace where it's a buyer's market where there's tons and tons of inventory, these clauses are going to shift and change.
Yep.
So where do I go to find clauses in here, Kim?
So templates.
There you go.
All right, so I click up here on the templates up here.
Yep. And then all the way to the bottom left. It is slow today, isn't
See it,
it?
Bill?
Yeah.
It is slow.
Yeah.
So all the bottom down to the bottom left clauses
Yep,
right down
there
here.
they are.
Kind of seems like you've done that before, Kim.
Time.
So here are all the clauses that we have preloaded. Now you might go, Paul, that's a lot of clauses. How do I, like, holy cow, it just keeps going. Kim, is there an easy way to search these clauses?
Yep. So you can do two things. You can either start typing it up there, something right there in the blue bar. You can start typing
Right here.
escalation. Yep.
Mine's not
Letting you. Okay. So
No.
go to Control F for Control Find.
So you hit Control F and you hit, so now that opens my little bar up here where I can go
Now
find
start
something.
Appraisal. Yep. And it'll start, if you type appraisal, it should start highlighting. See?
Yep.
So I typed escalation, there it is. And right now it'll show me all of them. So we go appraisal.
Yep.
So there's appraisal guarantees.
And there might
And then Tracy, you mentioned something really good. So that's how, if you wanted us to see all the clauses, there they are.
Mhm.
But Tracy, you mentioned something earlier about it preloading. So let's go there and show them how that works.
Well, it depends on where you're at in a form. So sometimes when you start typing a word, it will pop up a clause that matches because it tries to think like you're thinking.
Mm-hmm. It's like if he goes in the purchase agreement.
Is there a way to, guys, once you're in here, man, I don't know what's going on here with the internet. It is terribly slow. So let's go down to other provisions where a lot of people type these clauses in.
Yep.
Wow.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Note to self. I'm going to connect to wow. I wonder if anyone else, no, I don't know.
Maybe Michigan's saying we don't want snow, so it's just responding to what's in the air.
I'm sure that's it.
It's going, no.
Yeah, I think the clauses are the only thing that it tries to auto-populate. Is that right? Is that your experience, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I start typing escalation,
There you go.
Yep. See how it pops up?
then I just boom, type it in.
Yep.
So if I want to type in appraisal, there's your appraisal options.
Yep.
And pop it right in.
You
And
can-
obviously,
and you
Go
can
see
back.
this stuff right here, guys? You delete this stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Like this kind of stuff you delete.
So
right? That's just there to help you guide yourself to it. You wouldn't leave this in here because, I don't
Does
know.
apply. Right.
Yeah,
Can I
it's sort
bring
of
up
just there for,
can you
go ahead, Kim.
pull in the, sorry, there's kind of a delay. I'm sorry to keep talking over. It's like there's a delay. Can you put in walkthrough and see buyer walkthrough? What does it come in? So here's something I learned.
We just talked about this yesterday, Kim.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on that first one, buyer may, okay, yeah, that first one, if you grab that first one, Paul, it says so here's what we found. In the West Michigan Regional Purchase Agreement, it does not have a buyer walkthrough, which is common language in the G-CAR where I'm from. And so I've always taught agents, put in your walkthrough because you don't get one. You see a home, you see it for 30 minutes, you put it under contract, you go to inspections maybe, and 6 weeks later you close, you have no idea. So it's really common practice. In different areas, we practice differently. Well, what I learned is one of our agents lost because of this, because of one word, terminate.
Terminate.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I was a seller and
Yep.
you showed me this word right here,
Yep. Didn't get
I
it.
would be like, whoa, I would basically tell my clients like, look, we got to counter this, or we should
Yep. And so
take
I
this at all.
learned something.
And
Yep. So maybe you just say can renegotiate, or you don't use it. That's one more thing. That word terminate. See, ours doesn't say terminate in Kalamazoo. And so,
Yeah.
and it's part of the boilerplate, but once you type something in, it makes it stand out. So we learned something. So
yeah.
But
Oh,
to
yeah.
Paul's point, you know, you got to read that after you populate it, read it, make sure it's relevant. If it's not, that's when you make those changes. And
Right.
Yeah, think of it more as a guidepost for you to say, this is the general, this is the language, right? And by the way, one thing to make note here is that there's always this idea of like good, better, best. So what happens is when we write these things as bulletproof as possible.
Yep.
Now, bulletproof as possible means we write it to like the most extreme level of protection for your client. You have to talk with your client about the pros and cons of that. You need to understand that, okay, just because it was written this way doesn't mean that's the only way it could be drafted. You could soften it, right? You could say, hey, if there's any damage, sellers agree to pay up to $2,000 to remedy.
Right.
Right. You can write things in there that soften it, make it look a lot less extreme. But we're going to write it really extreme. And then your choice right now with your client is to say, hey, if we write it this way and there's 25 offers, this offer is going to be on the bottom of the pile.
Right. And that's just it when you talked about the different kind of market we're in. So right now we're in a seller's market. So we write, my purchase agreement does allow for a 48-hour walkthrough. But guess what? It has no teeth to it. So yeah, you get to walk through the house, but okay, so what if there's a gigantic hole in the wall? What if there's trash all over the house, right?
That's a good point.
Would we want to write in more language to give it some teeth so that the buyer has some control to say, hey, Mr. Seller, like this is unacceptable. But in a seller's market right now, it's bottom of the pile for an offer like that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And so even if you were to soften it so much as to say, hey, what if you just put like, for example, you see this section back here, guys, where it talks about escrowed monies agreement. You could really whittle this down and say, hey, why don't we put $2,000 in an escrow account? And if you do damage the home, you'll be willing to pay me, right? It's still not going to look good for a buyer and a seller. The seller's going to look at that and going, but these 10 other offers don't say that. Yeah. So what you have to figure out is the buyer has to understand the level of risk they're willing to take, and it's really up to them to determine their risk level. Yeah. You know, if someone does damage the home, there is language in the purchase agreement that does give that buyer the right to sue them, but it still requires them to go to small claims court or file a lawsuit. That's really the only way to guarantee that you're going to recover anything from a seller unless you have a money escrowed.
Right. And I know we're talking about tools today, but just a little note.
Yeah.
I believe in our next live stream, we're going to talk more about the pre-offer addendum, and there is where we'll get some protection when buyers waive a lot of these issues. There's some things we're going to talk about that, because they're giving up a lot of rights. So we're going to take that, I believe, in our next session about the pre-offer addendum. So just a point there that they are clauses, but it is a moving target. Every situation is different. You may have to tweak it just a little bit in order to make it work for you. And I learned something in that language. Now, one of the things you could do, and I won't go too far off on this, is you could say you get a walkthrough like Tracy's purchase agreement, but it has no teeth. And what's your option? If you can't get it resolved, you just don't go to closing, right? I mean, there's different.
Right.
So anyway, that's where the clauses are, but just read them and make sure it's working for what you're trying to say. And if you don't know, give one of us a call.
Good. What about
All
postcards, Paul? So we want to have some postcards.
This is a good one. So
some inventory.
Yeah, people are like, you know what? I've got this listing. I want to maximize my listing, Paul. I want to get something mailed out. Well, we've got a little postcard system set up for you. So you can click this link back at the link tree that we talked about a minute ago, and you click over here. And this will eventually load and will take you to the little marketing portal we have built.
Dun, dun,
It
dun.
eventually goes there.
Maybe, there we go.
Okay, loading, that's a good sign.
We've had all kinds of technology issues today.
Yeah, wow. I'm gonna have to have Dom just like fast forward some of this stuff or something. Our video wizard.
Yeah.
Wow. Is your internet going slow over there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's my office, to be honest with you.
Well, at the end of the day, while you're doing that, but the key is that we've created all these templates. Here it goes.
There we go.
To make it really easy for you to
Yeah, so
sort of
check it out.
customize a postcard for yourself.
There you go.
So you go get started. Oh, we're back to loading. So you can do just listed, just sold. We have a bunch of different kind of options in here, guys. So let's say you're like, hey, I really want to maximize my new listing, and then I want to send out a just sold the next week to go, I just listed it and I just sold it. And you want to tell the neighborhood, right?
Yep.
So you click your just sold card, click next, it walks you straight through it. I'm not going to upload a headshot. Oh, is it going to make me? We'll just upload that object. That is a grill component for my new Kamado grill.
There.
I just don't want to take the time to go find a headshot. Address. So let's just choose an address that I have here on file. So let's say you want to send it out to that address. Yep, that pin looks good. And then here's the information. You plug in all of your info here. Okay, continue. And how many do you want to send? You can send 100, you can send 200, you can send 500, okay? So you can basically pick whatever you want to do. And then if you really want to add some features, you can add details down here like cozy backyard or whatever, or sold in 5 days, or whatever you want to write here. Hit continue, generates a preview. Here's where your little details will show up right here that I just wrote. And then you literally just hit continue, check out, and boom, it'll automatically get mailed out for you. Within 2 to 3 days, it'll hit mailboxes and your just sold, just listed card is done. So that took me what, like 3 minutes other than the loading time?
Right.
Not long.
That's a pretty cool feature, guys.
That's simple, easy.
What else
Let's
we got?
go back to
Apparel.
the tree. We forgot about something, Paul.
All
You
right.
know, I've only been with 5-star 7 months, and I don't have a whole lot of swag that says 5-star.
Oh man,
So,
we got you covered here.
I looked at that the other day, and I got pretty excited about a lot of the things in this area. So
Yeah, so you can
we're
get
all
your
about
5-star
fashion,
apparel.
right? We are all about
That's right.
fashion.
So pretty much anything on this page, we have already kind of built out. So you can get 5-star kids apparel, you can get 5-star promo items, you can get 5-star women's apparel, men's apparel, and then just random accessories. So you could buy like a really cool little tote bag here if like you were working with clients who were living in the city and they go to the farmer's market or whatever. You could be like, hey, I want to get a bunch of these tote bags ordered, and I'm or let's say every single closing you want to give away a gift. Well, you buy a bunch of these tote bags here, and you put your, and you can load them with all your swag. So that would be one thing that you could do you can pick what you want it. You want it 5-star on green, 5-star in green and gray, 5-star in green. So I'm gonna go 5-star gray. Continue. I'm gonna order 10,000 of these because I do a lot of closings each year.
Wow.
Maybe $100,000.
Wow, 98 grand.
Man,
I do a lot, guys. It's a small price to pay when you're doing 10,000 closings. So anyways, yeah, that's how you go ahead and order those, and you get some swag going. So
great.
We've got, so guys, you know what? Check out this, really, guys, check out this 5star-education.com link tree. If you need us to send you a link, you can. But basically, it's all here. There's lots of good stuff here. Check it out. Anything else, guys?
That's a lot.
The only thing I would want to point out is it's really important to follow 5-Star Connect, 5-Star Classroom, because there's a lot of information. There's a lot of knowledge. What way can you tap into almost 600 agents that have questions that you'll probably have come up as well?
Absolutely.
And it's just a great learning resource. Read what's going on in there, know what's going on in your market. That would
so you're exactly right, Kim. Thank you. One more thing I forgot to mention though, Kim. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I want to show you this one more thing. People are always like, hey, where do I get like 5-star logos and stuff?
Yep.
Yes.
Right here, design content. You click right here and we have 5-star logos. We have, if you're like, hey, Paul, I just want to get some letterhead and just kind of print some stuff out. We've got all this kind of little stuff here for you. We've got, so let's say you don't want to use our, postcard portal, but you want some postcards. Well, here they are. You want just sold, just listed social media tiles. So what does a just sold media tile look like? So let's click it. Let's use the template. It's in Canva, guys. So it's going to have you create a Canva account. Okay. Oh, I don't know what account I'm using here. So whoops, I got to log in.
So that's another great tool. Canva is an amazing tool.
Yep. So what you do, guys, is you'll jump into here, and then you load in your own photos for your just sold, and you can literally download it, and then you can share it on social media. So what we've done is we've tried to build out like a bunch of these different resources that are pre-designed for you to use. So I'll jump back here, and you've got all these types of things are available to you in Canva. Load them up, play with them. Here's the 5-star logos. And if anyone wants to have like a little Canva run through, we can do an actual Canva walkthrough with you, or we could do like a live stream with like a Canva live stream. So it's super helpful. A lot of agents use it as they're designing content for themselves off the cuff. So check it out. But I just want to make sure you guys are aware of this page here too, because this is a common question.
Yep, great idea. Because no matter where you are, that travels with you. That's the great part about the entire website that you've built out. Doesn't matter where you're at, this travels with you. It doesn't have to
you can
be
grab it on
on
your
a
phone.
computer. Yep.
Save this to your bookmarks. And this will be very helpful for you guys. So I think that about does like just a quick resource overview. I feel like we jumped around a lot. I think we moved pretty quick. But I think it's all there. I think you guys can jump around and play around with it.
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
And just always remember, we always do have custom design work as well. If something on there, a template doesn't work, you can always contact the design team and customize something that might be a little bit more of what you're looking for. Yeah, it's awesome.
Beautiful.
Okay, and if you guys have, sorry, go ahead, Doug.
No, I said they're incredible at the design. It's just it's uncanny how many resources we have, and you just got to get in there and use it.
Yeah, and raise your hand. Just let us know if you need something, honestly, because that's what we want. If you don't raise your hand, I don't know that you need something. So raise your hand. There's never a silly question or a silly request. We want to be available. So that's all.
Perfect. Thanks. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Paul.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
Helpful.
Thanks, Doug. We'll see you.
All right, see you.